Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the FYE podcast. My name is Nicholas Balderas. In this episode, our very own from the Office of Student Success and the Success Gurus are here to update us on some of the exciting programming our office is working on to give students resources to be successful here at UTRGV. And of course, we cannot forget our awesome podcast team who will be joining us, Dr. Saldivar, Kirsten Salinas, and Jerry Galindo. Let's go ahead and take a few moments to let our guests introduce themselves. Let them tell us a little bit about their role here at the university. So let's go ahead and get started with our administrators from the Office of Student Success. Cynthia, would you like to go ahead and start?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Cynthia Saldivar. I am currently the program manager, one of the program managers for Student Success. And I primarily work with first year experience. And with that, I'll hand it off to Kim Garcia.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Kimberly Garcia. I am the first year program coordinator. So anything dealing with first year students, I'm involved. Dr. Saldivar?
Sorry. Well, they already know me. But Jose Saldivar, I am the director of the Learning Framework Program. So the UNIV 1301 and now the UNIV 1101 course, which are the courses that are required for most of our first year students. And as Nick mentioned, one of the co-hosts for our FYE podcast.
Great, that's awesome. And let's go ahead and start introducing our gurus. We have a couple of student success gurus that are here. Let's give them a chance to introduce themselves.
I guess I'll go first. My name is Natasha Gonzalez. Like Nick said, I'm one of our success gurus. I am a junior, classified as a junior, but I am here at the university. This is my second year, and I am not 100% decided what I want to do, but I'm leaning towards either an English or a mass communication degree. So I'm working towards that. And yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys talking about what we do here at our university.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth. I am a senior and I am a success guru as well. I work with the social media team and the second year experience. And my major is communication studies, and I'm looking forward to meeting with y'all.
Hey guys, my name is Maria Deandar. I'm also one of the success gurus. I'm also with the social media team and the second year experience with Elizabeth. I'm currently a senior. My major is in rehabilitation services with a minor in expressive arts. And I'm very excited to continue with the student success and see how much I can do for all the students.
We brought everyone together today to talk about how is our office doing with the first year experience program. And eventually we would like to start continuing these types of programming and campaigning for other students that are part of the second year experience and so forth. So today we wanted to go ahead and bring everyone together so we can talk about how and what we're doing. And I want to go ahead and start off with some of the administrators. I want to see their perspective on what's going on and maybe get an idea of what they're doing to help students. So let's go ahead and start with the first question. I want to get a little bit of background on what the university college is doing and like how learning framework is working to help students become successful at the university. So let's go ahead and start with that. And I'm going to leave it open and have anybody kind of answer that question.
So I'll start and then I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Saldivar. But just a little background information on University College. University College is actually the academic home for any student who is not declared a major. So we call those our exploratory students. It is also the home of the first year experience. And within first year experience, we have a lot of really great initiatives like the Success Gurus, our Vaquero Innovators program, our Jumpstart program. And then also under that first year experience umbrella, we have our learning framework courses. And this year it's been really exciting because we have expanded our learning framework courses. So now we not only do the traditional UNIV 1301 learning framework course, but we now have a UNIV 1101 course. And we actually now have a Live and Work by Design course. But the true expert on all of our first year experience courses is Dr. Saldivar. So I will let him take over.
Thank you, Cynthia. So All right, so the Learning Framework course and all of the courses within Learning Framework are courses that are created and were created to help students transition to college. I think there is a misconception that because, you know, I went to high school, graduated, even if I graduated top of my class from top 20% or what have you, and the high schools around Texas, you know, they stamp us college ready, right? Everybody still needs help. We still get to the university, we get lost. There's a, you know, the language of the university is different. Offices are different. All of a sudden we're exposed to a lot of different places that we've never heard of. Like I always use the registrar because I think I still have trouble with what exactly is a registrar. But anyway, so like offices like that, financial aid, student bills, and then even beyond that, just like how do I identify a major? What does it mean like to do a major? A prominent question that students ask is, what is a minor? So everybody's got these questions. The UNIV class isn't unique in the sense that there are, like, we're not the only institution that offers a course like that. It's a course that's offered across the country in different variations or iterations. I think what we've done is we've tailored the course to really meet the needs of our students and our specific population, right? And what we've done this year by creating an 1101 course and then the Living and Working by Design is you do this work long enough, you recognize that students are all different. We've got students that are coming in with a lot of hours from early college, high school, students that are coming in with no hours, no prior college hours, the students that are undeclared or what we like to call exploratory and are still just trying to find their way. I think we want to reassure students and tell them, you're 18, 19, you don't need to have it all figured out. Regardless of what everybody's telling you or whatever kind of outside pressure you're feeling, college is still about exploring. College is still about learning and figuring out who you are, what do you want to do, how you want to, you know, make your mark on the world, so to speak. And so what these courses do is these courses are tailored to specific populations that are coming in during the first year. I think a lot of students are apprehensive about taking the course, any of them. And what I would like to say is I would like to reassure them. And I promise them that when they're done with the course, they will be better positioned to be successful throughout the remainder of their college years.
Yeah, that sounds like pretty accurate. I mean, I know a lot of students when they enter college, they seem to be kind of lost, and there's that general kind of idea of being lost and how the university is working. I mean, with this particular year, with this particular semester, I guess it's quite different with the pandemic going on, with a lot of different things. I feel that students are really in a different type of university standard at this point. But as far as the course, I think what that particular learning framework coursework is going to do is probably teach them how to become more organized. Would you say that your coursework is going to be more framed out for the pandemic?
So what we've done is we've shifted everything online. And what we want to do is we want to help students adjust to that online learning environment. So in terms of like framing it out, yeah, we want to do better about helping them adjust. And I think the challenge is that it's an adjustment we're all going through. I had a meeting with a colleague yesterday, and we were kind of in agreement. We're all relearning school. Students are learning how to be good students all over again because it's a different environment. And even teachers, even instructors, we're learning like how to just engage our students. I remember the first year we taught Learning Framework, you know, one of the concerns was, you know, I'm not engaging with my students. They're not talking, they're not participating. We're having those same conversations all over again because now we're like, they're not turning their cameras on. Are they paying attention to me? And, you know, and I told my class, you know, we are just as nervous as they are. We're just as apprehensive as they are. But we're doing our best. And I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to help them adjust also while we're kind of adjusting to this new reality, so to speak.
So I kind of wanted to go back and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Office of Student Success. And I know there's a lot of different programming that's going to be going on this coming semester in the spring. There's a lot of different changes. So again, I want to just keep it open to the administrators, see what they think, and you know, what is the Office of Student Success doing for students right now?
The Office of Student Success, we are basically where you're going to find academic advising, the Career Center, engaged scholarship and learning, university college. God, I hope I don't forget anybody, and I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Writing Center.
The Writing Center and the Learning Center. I don't know if I already said this. So to say like, what is the Office of Student Success doing right now for students? We're doing a lot. So we're doing everything from academic advising to tutoring. All of those offices have found a way to continue their services both virtually and in person. So I don't really know how to answer that like holistically, because it is a lot. But we also, I know within our office is where you'll find like graduation help desk and first year experience and stuff like that. I'm really excited this year because I really feel like this is the year where our first year experience has grown a lot. And again, this is the area that I'm most familiar with because this is my day to day. And one of the new initiatives that I think that we're really excited about, and the whole reason we're having this Facebook Live, is to talk about the Success Gurus. And this is a brand new initiative that was really been thought of and was really thought about. It's been about 2 years where we've been going back and forth on having this success guru mindset. And it kind of came from thinking about what is the best way to get first year students the quick answers that they need in a very timely way. So how can we train a group of experienced UTRGV students who know exactly what they're going through? They've been there, it's recent. They feel more comfortable maybe asking those questions. I know I was a first generation student and it was really hard for me to ask an administrator like, hey, I don't know, I tried to register for a class and I'm getting an error and I don't know what that means. Sometimes that's really intimidating even to ask like your academic advisor or to ask somebody from the registrar's office, because you don't want to come across like, I'm lost and I don't know how to do it, right? But it's a lot easier to ask a friend. And we've noticed that a lot of our students do rely on that peer support. So that's really where the gurus came, is really getting a team of students that is cross-trained in all of the areas and knows enough about everything to either answer your question directly or to go and say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that, but I know who does, and give you that direct contact.
So Kimberly, do you have anything to add to that? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about how the success gurus are actually doing, and tell us a little bit about your experience working with different students from the office.
So as Cynthia mentioned, we're really excited about this new initiative because Cynthia and I have been working together for years, and we've been saying, students, come ask us questions. If you don't want to ask your academic advisor, come talk to us. And we have had a good amount of students, but there's still a huge majority of them who are just hesitant. Or we'll find out after the fact that they didn't want to ask us questions after they get comfortable, of course, with us. So now we're really excited that we have you guys, the gurus, to have that, the office hours. Let's start off with that. So Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. We have the gurus set up, so you're more than welcome to visit the link and just click on the Zoom link and you can ask any questions you have. And these are UTRGV students, undergraduate and graduate students, who are there to help you just either answer the quick question or at least navigate you to the correct department to help you, guide you to get that answer you want, because we understand it's intimidating. And I myself am a first generation student myself. So I had an amazing academic advisor who I'm actually really grateful that I've continued on into my graduate school with her. I can't stress the university is offering amazing, just the gurus, academic advisors. Even another thing I highly encourage you to do is even just talk to your professors. Just like Dr. Saldivar was saying, they're relearning. So if you feel like they're just being cold, they're probably not being cold on purpose. Just say hello. Maybe that just a simple hello will remind them like, oh yeah, okay, I am doing good, because I think a lot of they're guessing and they're assuming what their student population is going through. But if you just talk to them or share your struggles with them, they will be more than likely to work it out with you, whatever you're overcoming. Talk to the gurus, definitely reach out to your professors, and definitely your academic, I know for a fact your academic advisors are in your inbox and sending you text messages. So please respond to them. They are ready and happy to talk to you.
And I totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, I kind of stay connected with my professor. Currently right now I'm working on my thesis. So my thesis advisor is always kind of telling me the problems about, working with students online. And like Dr. Saldivar said, it's kind of difficult, coordinating this online kind of curriculum, and you don't really see students kind of involving themselves. They have their cameras off. And I think on previous episodes, we discussed that. We talked about, keeping your camera on as a tip for learning, and it really does help. And you should consider keeping your camera on because your professor is going to see who you are. He's going to recognize your face. Out of the hundreds of students he's working with, you're the faces that's going to stand out. So think about it. If you ever do pursue research or pursue some sort of project with the professor, they're going to recognize you and probably consider you for that type of position. So I kind of wanted to transition to the gurus. We have our gurus here. They're here to kind of tell us about their experience with first year experience program and the university college. So I want to get their thoughts. And as far as it goes, let's go ahead and start. So it's just about sharing an experience, and this can go to anybody that's a guru here on our channel. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us your experience with first year, the FYE, and give us some of your thoughts. What are your experiences?
Don't worry, if you jump in on during their office hours, we promise they will respond. They won't be like this.
Well, my experience being a part of this, being a success guru, I really like it. I feel like everybody is so like connected. We're all like in tune with each other, and we're all like willing to like help. Like we know what it's been like, the struggles we've gone through as students, and we're there, like we're here to help each other and like inform each other, because like I know I have a couple cousins and my sister who are here at the university, and I've learned a lot from them, and so I like know what it's like to have someone there for me who knows about it. So I like knowing that I can do that for someone else. So yeah, it's just like sharing the informations and like information we receive through our trainings, and like just sharing that information because information is very important.
So you mentioned trainings. What is that? Tell me a little bit about these trainings. What have you guys done? What has the department provided you to be kind of more successful in helping students?
Does someone else want to take it? Or?
I can jump in on that. So some of the trainings that we've had, it's mostly to help us understand more about the university. So I know for sure, like I've gone to the learning center because it was a requirement for one of my classes, and I learned that there's a lot of different subjects that they help you with. Like one of the trainings was that they had different sections for either math, science, history, languages. So it was very interesting to know, especially now since how the semester has changed and how everything's online. We were provided with all the information on the virtual hours that we can now provide to the gurus if they ever need, or to the students that need help, as well the writing center, financial aid. It's just different types of trainings all around the university, and resources that now we know a little bit more of. It's been really good, I guess, because I'm a senior, so I've learned a little things each year, and now I feel like I understand it completely because of these trainings.
Which is probably like the greatest thing about being a senior. You kind of acclimate yourself to the university and you're able to kind of know these resources. But personally, during my undergrad, I felt that I didn't really check any of these things and I kind of didn't really keep up with it. So by the time I wanted help and started to reach out, I was like, there were so many different programs that are out there, not only with the Writing Center or the Learning Assistance Center, but there's also the Counseling Center that they have, and different services for the food pantry. And it seems that students tend to miss these things because they're not connecting themselves with the community. And I think the gurus are used for that particular thing. It's to connect with our university and connect with the community at large. So anyone can take this. What are some of the campaigns or programs you guys are working on? What are some of the things that you're doing maybe online with students, aside from the office hours? But I heard about a Meal Monday. Can maybe anyone tell us about that?
I guess I can explain it because I kind of take the lead on that. Basically, Meal Monday is just on our Instagram, on our stories every Monday, we try to post a new like different meal or recipe. like all of October we had like Halloween themed different ideas, and it's just a place to go that where students can get different meal inspirations from.
To add to that, part of the that we do is social media. So we're trying to engage with students through Instagram. We have different themes each day. So Tuesdays is Tuesday trivia, and like even some admins. I know Cynthia has mentioned that she joins and she interacts with the questions as well. And Wisdom Wednesdays as well. Part of that is us connecting back to other professors or reaching out, which is something that we can also teach to students or give advice to. Just to have it there. And yeah, it's basically just about engaging with the students.
And just really quick, if you are a UTRGV professor and you would like to share some of your wisdom, please send us a quick 30 to 45-second video on tips for first-year students.
And where could professors send that if they were interested?
To FYE@utrgv.edu.
That's awesome. I want to give all our gurus maybe an opportunity to speak. I know Elizabeth hasn't had a chance to maybe give us a little bit on her experience. Elizabeth, what are you working on with FYE, and how has your experience shaped you working with the office?
My experience of working at FYE is I learned a lot through these trainings. There's some like information that I didn't know. And also learning from students. We also learn from students because we know that this semester is really difficult since everything is online. So we've been having often office hours online as well through Zoom, and we've been helping students, helping with registers or any other financials or any other information that they need. We're here to help them. And I understand them because when I was a freshman, I didn't have anyone. I didn't know anyone at UTRGV, so I was kind of lost. But I've been through their shoes, and also most of these students are first generation, so they don't have anyone to look up to at their home, or they don't have a friend. So they look up to us or to anyone that they know here at the UTRGV. And it's very important that we make ourselves like a good impressions towards them so they can continue to come and ask questions for them to not be nervous.
And that's great. It's kind of like bringing that community together. I know students talking with students make us feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, it's like Dr. Saldivar said, Cynthia said, talking to admin kind of feels kind of weird sometimes, especially for like a younger generation that's kind of trying to barely build these kinds of connections. But we always encourage to just, talk to people like people, and you'll make that connection. And I think with us having our open office hours will allow us to, have greater outreach. So I kind of want to transition into our podcast. We have our podcast team here. They haven't had a chance to talk about it. So I want to give the listeners, an opportunity to maybe get some ideas of what we've talked about in previous episodes. So I want to give our podcast team members maybe a couple of questions. So how is the podcast relevant to students? What are some topics that that maybe we have covered in the past? You can go to Gerson or Jerry, just like maybe give us a little bit of idea about that.
Well, what we cover in the podcast usually is correlates with what we cover, what we talk about and cover in social media. So if we're talking about the registration or financial aid or anything, in the podcast, we talk about it a little more in depth. So usually we bring someone from that department to talk with us and give us more details about it. And just so students can listen in and get informed. Usually we try to time them so they're kind of like
maybe
timely,
more coordinated and like planned.
Yeah. So with whatever's going on during the semester. Yeah. So I think it's kind of cool.
And oh, sorry. I was just going to say, we brought on so many great guests, and, I'm really excited for what other guests we can get moving forward. But yeah, I agree with Gerson. Like, the podcast, in my eyes, is just really a great way for students to come once a week and listen to just students talk about student-related issues and student-related, stress with Zoom and stuff. So for sure, I like the idea of our podcast a lot.
So you mentioned guests, and you mentioned guest speakers in our podcast. Do you have a particular guest that we have interviewed that stood out, that someone that made an impression on you, or maybe a service that stood out to you?
Well, we actually just recently interviewed some of the faculty, not faculty, but some of the organizers for the food pantry that we have here at UTRGV. You know, it's great that I think another great reason for our podcast being what it is that we also inform students about all of the resources that we have at UTRGV and how important it is to take advantage of those resources. We even went ahead and interviewed some counselors from the counseling center as well. And it's just been fantastic getting an insight on, you know, some of these resources that not all students might know about.
Yeah, that about the food pantry, I think that episode was really interesting, and it looks really good, the food that they have. I follow their Instagram and they post pictures about it because they do it every Friday, and they have prepared meals that you can go buy from them, and they look really good.
So I just had this epiphany and I had a great idea. And what we're trying to do with first year experience program is to bring these kind of resources together. We kind of connect with the greater university. Our success gurus are not only just connecting with these different trainings, but we kind of want to expand that community. And when we interview people, we like to get these different services or different things that the students themselves can actually get and that they are free. And you know, we do our meal Monday is something that the gurus do, but maybe we should do a plan. Maybe we should coordinate with not only the workforce development team that bring us the food and food security initiative and build some meals around that, because they do offer these free services. It's a pay what you feel kind of service for produce, and it's bringing these kind of healthy options. So these are the kind of resources that we've been working on. As far as the podcast goes, what can we expect for like future episodes? Or is there anything in line that we're possibly working on?
So I put in an ask for Anderson Cooper, but that was a no-go. Sorry, guys.
Oh man, that would have been such a great episode.
And just so you know, so you know, we started the podcast in 2017. We never knew where the direction it was heading. Every year it's a little different, but I think you guys have done a wonderful job of bringing in relevant guests, connecting it to making the information relevant to our students, right? And so I think that's the wonderful thing about the podcast. You never know who you can get on the podcast. And I'm always excited and looking forward to future guests and even some of the future topics. Nick, I love that idea about coordinating, right, with another campus resource. And, you know, if we can expand Meal Monday so that they're involved in Meal Monday, great. I'm sure they'd love the publicity. And I'm sure we'll come up with other ways to connect the work that we're doing with the work of so many other offices on campus so that so that we can all expand our reach, right?
And in speaking on that, I think just bringing programming to students, especially now more than ever, since everything's virtual, it's really hard for us to just connect with each other. I know many different clubs and organizations are connecting online, not only with our classes. So sitting down all day kind of like puts you in this position where like, oh man, you get kind of tired from doing it. It's just as bad as, you know, walking around the campus. And I think a lot of people are missing walking around the campus, being able to walk the Bronx Circle, the Bronx Trail, I'm sorry. I want to go ahead and just maybe start working towards the end of this episode and just leave it open. Are there any programming or different resources, maybe the gurus or the administrators like to share, something upcoming that's you have been working on? What is something that we can anticipate for the first year experience?
I don't know if I unmuted and Natasha unmuted at the same time. But I was going to actually throw this to Natasha because I know Natasha and Jerry and our social, not just them, but our social media team has worked really hard on providing virtual events for our first year students through the first year experience Facebook page, through even, they have some really cool events coming up, I think even with Discord. But I do want to refer to either one of them to kind of like take this and answer the question.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. Like something that we really love doing is just like promoting different events that are more socially geared, because we know how school can be very draining on a lot of us. So we just like having this little extra time to, you know, come together and like relax and have a little bit of fun. So this Friday we're actually gonna be having a supernatural trivia night. So we like to have trivia nights every month, and so this month we're doing Supernatural in honor of the last episode. It's gonna be like of the entire series. It's gonna be premiering next Thursday, so like everybody's like kind of anxious about that. But yeah, in honor of that, we're having a a supernatural trivia night tomorrow at 7 p.m.
And I'm assuming it's open to all students.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, it's open to all students. I believe it's Sunday. We were hoping to have like a little Among Us event over on Discord. So I don't know if Jerry wants to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to just, or me and the team have been really wanting to do some like gaming oriented events and see how students can like that. Because I know that a lot of students have actually joined and, you know, communicated on our Discord, which if you haven't downloaded Discord and made a Discord and you're listening to this, I would highly encourage you to. And go on over to our Discord invitation link, which we have on our social medias and on our link tree. And there, it's just a one-stop shop for everything that we want, like students to connect with each other, and all of our like podcasts and all of our videos on YouTube, and everything is all posted in there, and it's on its discrete channels, so students can like talk to each other in those like discrete areas. But we really wanted to do some events catered to Discord only, and not so much Zoom, because like Zoom's kind of, you know, I don't know. I don't like Zoom. So I think it'd be really fun if we could go ahead and do some events catered to that. So this weekend, I believe it's this Sunday, we're going to be doing a Among Us event, which is basically we're going to set up a dedicated room into Discord where students can join, talk to each other, and we can play Among Us together. And it'll be optional to share your camera and stuff. And we just really want all students to like participate on the Discord. So maybe when we shortly later today, we can repost our Discord invitation link so students can go ahead and get more info on that. And I believe Natasha too, later this month, we really wanted to do another Discord event catered to Jackbox, which is a really fun game. And all it requires is your phone. And it's super easy to get involved with. And we can't wait to share like more info on like those events. And we can't wait how they're gonna turn out.
So yeah, we just do like all of the promoting for that on our social medias. So if you don't follow us at UTRGV FYE, and you can stay tuned with everything that we're doing throughout the month.
And we'll go ahead and share all those links on our description for the posting of our podcast, as well as our Facebook Live event. We'll probably put that in our comments section. So if you want to reach out to our team and just be involved in some of these events, I think it'll be a great opportunity to connect. And like Natasha said, it's open to all students. It's even open to all faculty. So if any faculty are listening or any administrators want to join in, they can kind of see what the rave is about with some of these online gaming. And I think most of these games you could play on your phone and have Discord on your phone, right? So I think
Yeah.
it gives you the opportunity to, you know, just be on the couch and you can be part of the group. So we're coming to a close. We're coming towards the end of the podcast. Is there anything else you want to make a shout out to? Is there maybe a way so students can connect? What's one of those ways besides Facebook? Is there maybe a phone number that we're going to be using soon or anything like that?
Yeah, so I believe one of our great advisors, Kimberly, advised us to make Google phone numbers. And we're super excited to have them. And it's going to be something that we share during our office hours. If you were to join and just talk to us, it's kind of hard to say. I hate like when I go to like a store and you talk to one specific person and then you go the next day and you're like, wait, who did I talk to? Like they told me this, but now you're telling me this. So I think by incorporating the Google number that we're going to give out to students, it's kind of like our business card. When like we're done talking with them, they can go ahead and message us appropriately, and it'll kind of follow our work schedule already, so that we can get back to you whenever. And it's kind of like I guess like a very secure and catered connection to that one particular student in case they have any other inquiries, so we don't have to have like hundreds of DMs on our Instagrams and Twitters. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't joined our office hours, you really should. We have our hours posted, and even if like you don't have an urgent question or something, like you can always just join and just talk about exactly like what your degree plan looks like, what kind of classes you should be taking next year, like things like that. We really want our office hours to just kind of be a place where students can come and just talk about what concerns they have. And no matter how minor or major it is, we're here to help.
That
Even
sounds
if you use the office hours to just connect. I know sometimes, I know I've been home and I've been doing almost everything virtually. And as much as I complain about how many meetings I have, it really does feel good to like get on a meeting and see faces and connect with people. So even if you just want to go in, say hi, please, please, I encourage you all to do that, because that's what we're here for. We're here to be that connection to UTRGV. So even if it's just like, I need to see another face besides, you know, my family, come join us, hop on. We'll be happy to see you.
That sounds awesome. Are there any other final thoughts?
I wanted to add that the student success, it is here to help every student to help through graduation. So throughout their 4 years, 5 years, or even 3 years, however long they're here. And I did want to add that one of the other programs that we have is the second year experience program that Elizabeth and I were currently in. Program is to help those students who are either transfer students or in their second year, like transitioning to sophomore. And maybe, you know, they didn't feel that first year, they didn't find those resources that they wanted, or they feel discouraged because of something that happened. We want to let them know that a program is coming for them, that we're trying to prepare things and let them know that they're not forgotten, that there's still hope for them. Again, we've gone through everything, because again, throughout the second year, I know we can struggle with identity or finding that major that we want or changing our major. And it's those topics that maybe a first year student doesn't ask, and they might ask later throughout the year. So just know that even throughout our office hours here, like any student that wants to join, some of us are seniors, so if they have questions about graduation, again, everyone's welcome to ask, and just know that there are other programs for other students.
Anyone else? Any final thoughts? All right, so just to add a little bit on that to what Maria was talking about, it's like, yeah, just go ahead and reach out to us, connect with us. We are all different majors. There's different majors in our team. We all experience different things, and we all have different ideas, not only resources for what the university is providing, but, you know, potentially joining an organization or a club. Some of our trainings are going to be leading to that, and we're going to get some more information to see what the university with clubs and organizations are doing. Again, I'd like to thank all our guests for joining us for another exciting episode of the First Year Experience podcast. Just to go ahead and throw a shout out there, do your best, stay safe. My name is Nicholas Balderas, and thank you for joining us.